Hey guys, UWG Nick here, and welcome to my Sunday snippet. Today is actually Saturday, but I wanted to record it today because I have something exciting. At least to me, it's exciting. We are gonna unbox a thing again. Now, I have not been happy with this camera that I'm using. The camera that I'm currently using is a C920 Logitech C920 Pro, and I actually got a comment on one of my Sunday snippets. I think it was the last one actually. And the guy commented on my camera, and this guy bitched and moaned, and no, I'm kidding. He brought up some really good points. Like, for instance, the autofocus in this camera seems to be flexing in and out a lot. I don't know if it does that when I'm playing, probably. But since I'm a little square up in a corner when I'm playing a game, like I'm a little square usually up here somewhere. Ooh, this is difficult up there. You probably don't notice when the focus goes in and out, but when I'm doing my Sunday snippets, like right now, talking to the camera and I'm on a full screen, it becomes annoying. You really get like the whole like, what the fuck is going on? I've also never really liked the colors that this camera gives me. It's always kind of like blown out, faded. So I'm hoping that my new camera will do better on that. And this time I decided to, since this camera cost me maybe, the one that you're viewing me through right now, cost me maybe 50 to 60 euros, something like that, and I wasn't happy with it. And I checked reviews online, and they said this is the best budget camera, and I wasn't happy with it. So I went to check up like what's the next step in the price range, and one thing that came across on a lot of pages was this one. Also a Logitech camera, but it's the Brio Stream 4K edition, Logitech. So it's pretty much like a successor to the C920. The straight successor to the C920 is the C922, which supposedly also is quite a step up from the C920. But every review that I read was like, if you're gonna upgrade and you have the money, skip the C22 and just go for the Brio 4K. So we're gonna unbox this one now. I'm gonna have to change the camera view a little bit so you can watch me unbox the box. But before we do that, I'm going to read a little bit what it says. It says here, Ultra HD 4K actually captures vivid colors and tiny details even when you zoom in. Hyperfast frame rate in HD, fluid lifelike 1080p 60 FPS video, and dramatic slow-mo replays. I know that this one actually goes up to 90 FPS in 720. So you can do slow motion footage actually, well, capture and then slow it down. HDR improves video streaming. Auto low light correction adjusts even in dim light for clear streaming. Now that's maybe something that I'm more interested in. This thing also contains, see if it get that, it's a XSplit like 1 year, 12-month subscription. So I got to be careful when I open this so you guys don't see any codes and snatch it from my cold hands or slow hands, that put it like that. And yeah, other than that, people have said good things about this camera. It also has like viewing angles. Let's look over there if we can get that. There we go. I don't know if you can read it because it probably won't focus, this goddamn camera, but it says here Brio Stream 4K 30 FPS 1080 60 FPS, and it has a viewing angle of 65, 78 and 90. And this is, I don't know which one I'm going to be using most of the time. Maybe the 90 for like vlogs, and 60 or 78 for 65 or 78 for like videos. We'll see. It depends. But let's get to unboxing this bad boy. Be right back. Right, so we're back. Let's have a look at what's inside the box. I already cut up the corners, so it won't be I don't need to do that again. Also need to figure out where exactly it should be placed. So here we go. Common, just a normal box like that. Let's see if there's, and here we have the camera. That is pretty. Let's see if we can see it. Yeah, kinda. It's in the dark there. Even has a little plastic thing. That's always lovely to pull off. Let's have a look at this. Oh, it doesn't come with, well, it comes with a cable. I don't know how good the cable is or how long it is. I actually have one extra already, a USB-C type port. It has a USB-C type port here. And yeah, otherwise the mounting bracket seems to be very similar to the C920 and C922. It has this kind of a locking mechanism that you can hook onto edges of like your screen. And I don't know, I've liked this pretty well so far. One thing that this camera does that the C920 and 22 didn't do was that I believe you can actually unscrew this one. I don't want to break it. Let's see if we can figure this out. Right, so I can't figure it out right now, but I know that underneath here, there is, like right underneath here, there is a mounting bracket for a tripod, like a normal camera mounting bracket. The old C920 and 22 had their mounting brackets, I believe, straight on this, so you couldn't get rid of this part. You had to use this no matter what. But this one, I know, this can be removed, so it's only a mounting bracket underneath there. So you can screw this straight onto a tripod if you want. I can't figure it out right now, and I'm too scared to use any real force on this, because if it breaks, I have nobody but myself to blame, and I won't get any money back, and that would be sad. But looking through it right here, I'm pretty sure it's just screwed on. I'm just thinking if maybe I have to remove something here. I'm going to look through the manual before I try to get at that bracket. If I can figure it out in this video or at some point, then I'll show you. But if not, just trust me, there is a bracket there. What else? The body is metal. I don't know if you can hear it, probably not. That is metal. It's a full metal body here. The other ones, the C920 and 22, keep in mind I have never had my hands on C922. It's only the C920 that I've used, and those are plastic. So this feels like a little bit higher quality already just from that. What else? Not much else to say about that. Let's put that to the side and look what else is in the box. Okay, this lifts up like this, and the box is empty. So put that to the side. Here comes, let's see, special offer for XSplit. Okay, not gonna show you that thing, because that's a big ass code with XSplit stuff. So here is the basic cable that comes with the camera. Let's see how long it is. Oh, it has one of those. These are good. These are actually really good. I don't know if you can see it, but it's one of those Velcro straps that you can use in case the cable is too long. And this seems to be a decent length. I'm guessing maybe 1.5 meters. Let me check. I'm gonna stand up and check. No, this is more than that. This is a 2-meter cable. So it comes with a 2-meter cable, USB Type-C connector, C to A. And if you want 4K, I actually know that you're gonna have to use a I think you need a port, like a 3.0 USB port. I don't think the 2.1 or anything like that can handle the data for 4K. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. You can actually find out the data transfer speeds if you just Google like the different ports. What else is in here? What the heck is this? Is this like a microfiber cloth? I'm guessing it's a microfiber cloth. No, what is this? Why do you get a bag with a webcam? So this is a little carrying bag. I don't really get it, but I guess. So what the fuck is all this? Well, that's interesting. Huh. Okay, we're gonna have to figure some stuff out here. This is just like a cloth bag with a little, what do you call these types of ties? Those squeezy zip tie things. So you can close that off. I don't know what you're gonna use that for. I guess if you carry it around for, like with a laptop or something like that. Here's an extra piece that clearly is something to do with the mount, but I don't know what. So we're gonna have to figure that one out. Let's look at what the instruction says. Right, 4K setup guide, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, see, okay. Here you can see, let's see if you can actually see that picture. So right there, you can see that you can remove the basic, the default mounting bracket. and you can screw that straight onto a tripod. So it has a mounting hole right underneath there. It doesn't really explain how to get it off. It kind of just shows them pulling it, but I'm a bit worried to do that. Could it be that simple? I'm really worried about breaking this. How about no? Nope. I'm gonna look on a tutorial somewhere on, probably on YouTube or something like that, how you remove that, because I'm really worried about breaking this thing. This thing cost way over 200 euros. So, which is a significant amount of money. You can get it for like less than $200, but with import taxes in Finland and so on, this is significantly more expensive here than it is in the US. So yeah, that's about it. I am now going to try to mount this camera, replace my normal C920 with this, and I am going to continue this video from there, and we'll see what it looks like and how it works. Bear with me, I'll be right back. And this is what it looks like. I'm currently filming now with the Brio. I have audio from my Yeti microphone, so this is not the default speakers from the Brio. I'm not going to do a full review of the Brio. There's 1,000 videos of that on YouTube. You can go check those out. But I'm filming now on Monday. It's Monday evening here, and I started filming this video on Saturday. You probably noticed that there was no Sunday snippet this Sunday. Well, here's the reason why. The Brio camera is a little bit fiddly, I have to admit. Like, there is, for instance, with the C920, you just get the Logitech, like, camera software thing. You can do everything from there. You can set the zoom, the resolution, the colors, and the backlight, the lighting, blah, 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 everything from one. And he also has a recording software built into it. So it was very easy to use. Brio is a little bit more fiddly. You have to download, like, all the things separately, like settings, background removal, what else? The firmware updater, and so on and so on. By the way, I still haven't been able to update the firmware on the camera because the firmware updater cannot find it. Go figure. So that's a little bit different. Also, the settings now, which is basically the replacement for the Logitech video software that I had earlier for the C920, does not have a recorder, which is weird because it has this. It shows the camera. It shows what you're seeing on screen. You just can't record from there. Beats me why they haven't done that. I hope an update will fix that at some point. You can also not set the resolution from the settings menu, which is really weird. You can set everything else. You have like wide angle. You have all the different angles, or like what do you call it, like capture angles. So right now we're on 90, and I have also 78 and 65 as a possibility. I have it right here so I can see it. Oh, let's put that on. Did the colors change? Maybe. I turned on HDR. But what I'm using right now is the Windows built-in camera function. So that one like seems to work pretty well with the whole like syncing lips to voice and colors and whatnot. So that it wasn't a big deal. But you need to have both of them open at once. First you have to open the camera, and then you have to open the settings, because if you open the settings first, and the Windows camera app will notice that your camera is running and say like you can't run it, turn off other apps, yada yada. Which was also a thing, because when I first installed it, when I ran everything in, like checked what everything did, something got stuck. So it didn't matter what I had or what I tried to use, the Windows camera app always said that it was busy. That might also be because my system didn't have enough USB resources to run the Brio camera in the way I had it set up earlier. It's a 3.1 camera. If you want to use 4K resolution and 30 FPS, you need a 3.1 USB port open. I had it stuck into such a port, but apparently, like, I have a shit ton of USB paraphernalia connected to the back of my computer. So apparently there wasn't enough resources. Now, my Windows didn't tell me that at that time, but I realized that later. Because at the same time as all this fiddling bullshit with the camera was going on, my Windows decided to just start bugging the fuck out. Like, everything was just going haywire. So I ended up doing a completely fresh install with all the newest updates of Windows, like complete wipe. Luckily, all my footage and all my games and stuff like that are stored on separate hard drives, and I only use my what do you call it? Shit, not like normal hard drive. The SDD drive. Is that the word? Yeah, SDD. I have that just for Windows. Like I have a 500 gig SDD that SSD. That's the word. I was like SDD. That doesn't taste right. So SSD. I have a 500 gig SSD reserved pretty much only for Windows. It's a little bit overkill, but okay. So when I wiped, I didn't lose any footage or anything important, but it was a pain in the ass to get Windows back up and running. Like it took the whole day with all the like extra apps that you need to install, the antivirus and yada yada yada. So that's also a big reason why why I'm filming this on a Monday instead of having it uploaded yesterday. But once you have everything set up, it seems to work pretty well. I tried the background removal. I did not like it. It does not work as well as you would wish. I can't see anybody really using it for other than shits and giggles, maybe. Because the idea is that it has an IR depth set receptor. So it knows like at what depth things are. So everything that's not here, me, would be removed, like blurred out, or I could put in a picture or something like that. But as with all those, you know, the Snapchat filters that sometimes glitch, it's the same with the webcam. Like suddenly it would cut off half my head, like on the top, and things like that. It also like the area around you, like it doesn't follow your profile and the chair, like cuts off kind of like outside of it or inside of it, and it's not there yet. The technology is not there yet. If you want to remove your background, use a green screen. That's the only way to do it, really. What else? Oh yeah, I also got XSplit registered and tried it. I did not like it. It's very much like OBS. Anybody who uses OBS knows instinctively what XSplit is about. It works in the same way. You set up scenes, you have transitions, you have all that kind of stuff. A really like solid recording software, but it does not split audio tracks. So I did a full-on, like an hour-long Subnautica video that will now never see the light of the internet because it did not split my mic and my gameplay audio. I thought it would. I mean, it's a freaking, what do you call it? It's a premium piece of software. People pay for that stuff, and yet they don't have like the most basic functions of splitting the audio. For anybody who doesn't understand, splitting the audio means that when you have your game running and you're playing like that, the game makes a lot of noise. There's background music, there's all the audio, blah blah blah, effects, yada yada yada, and then you're also talking on top. So ideally what you want it to do is when you record, you have two separate tracks. You have pretty much like two different layers that are independent of each other. One that is the microphone when you talk, and the other that is the system sounds or the game sounds. When you then when you edit a video, it's very easy to like check audio levels in the way like, oh, you know, gameplay is a little bit loud, I should probably lower that. Then you can lower it independently and still have the microphone running at the same level, or raise the microphone level, which makes for a good video because then you can like clearly hear both. You can set it so you can clearly hear both. In XSplit, it just makes one track, which means, as it was for me, if the microphone is very low when you talk, when you play, and the game sounds override it heavily, when you get it out, when you try to edit it, there's nothing you can do. You cannot raise the microphone level because it's all inside the same audio track. So you try to raise the microphone level, the gameplay also goes up. So there's no discernible effect other than everything gets really fucking loud. So I lost that hour of Subnautica, which is really unfortunate because I got my first sea moth, and the sea moth is a pretty big milestone in the game. So I'm really unhappy about that. And stupid as I fucking was, considering that I was trying out a piece of software for the first time, I saved over my own save file. I could have just saved it on a new save file, and it wouldn't have lost shit, and it wouldn't have cost me anything. What is the save file? Like 60 kilobytes, something like that? Jesus shit. So anyways, I saved over it, so yeah, I'm gonna have to continue from there just with the sea moth. I guess I'll explain this in Subnautica as well, so yeah, kind of necessary to mention now. Either way, this is the Brio. This is what it looks like. As I said, running in 4K, 30 FPS currently, and it will be my camera from now on. I will probably not use 4K when I'm playing games because there's absolutely no reason to have a 4K face cam up in a corner that's like 300 times 300 pixel size or something like that. So we'll see. And I also don't know really how much control Shadowplay gives me over that, like what resolution it will film at. It probably has some auto detection thing that it just goes like, it's this big, this is the good resolution for this. Because pixels, so it doesn't matter if you play in 4K, if you have a 300 times 300 screen, the quality's still going to be 300 times 300. What else? I think I mentioned all the big things. You'll probably see this video on Wednesday because I still have to edit everything together, and I don't have a lot of time here during the week, so I'll try to get it up for you on Wednesday. If this is Wednesday and you're watching it, I succeeded. Fantastic. Other than that, final episode of Valley came out today, Monday. So that game is over. Tomorrow will probably be another Path of Exile day. On Wednesday, this. Thursday, I think we'll have our first Subnautica video up. So that should be interesting. And Friday, I don't know yet. We'll see. I probably a Path of Exile for Friday or something like that. I mean, it's Friday. Nobody watches videos there anyways. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I hope I got everything I hope I mentioned everything that I wanted to say. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye bye.